Hello, Williamsport Millionaires. My name is Kevin Mumbauer. I'm the assistant principal here at the Williamsport Area Middle School, and we'd like to welcome you to the 2020-2021 school year. The purpose of this presentation is for the 7th grade open house. If you are an incoming 8th grader and you were here last year, you're certainly welcome to watch this presentation. However, Dr. Ross, your 8th grade principal for this year, also has an 8th grade open house presentation for you as well. There will be information that is specific to 7th graders in this presentation, so if you are an incoming 7th grader from Lycoming Valley Intermediate School or Curtin Intermediate School, this is the presentation for you. Welcome to the Williamsport Area Middle School. If you're looking for information now or in the future about the Williamsport Area Middle School or the Williamsport Area School District in general, you can access www.wasd.org for any questions or concerns you may have. If you can't find your answers there, you are welcome to email Dr. Ross or myself here at the school, or you can call us at the middle school at any time. We'll get back to you as soon as we possibly can. Students, if you've been a millionaire before, in other words, you attended any grades K to 6 in the Williamsport Area School District, you are already familiar with our school-wide positive behavior student expectations. We expect you to be present, be respectful, be responsible, and be safe with all of your words and all of your actions at all times. We run a teaming system here at the middle school, so when it comes to your teachers, you will be on a team of teachers, meaning that you and every other student on your team have the same group of students, same group of teachers that is, and the same assignments. We have a cherry team, a white team, and a millionaire team. The only real difference between those teams is when you have your unified arts class, which we'll talk about in a little while, and when you have your lunch. Otherwise, the cherry team is just like the white team is just like the millionaire team. Every year we get myths out there about one team being the smart team, one team being the musical team, one team being the athletic team, and that simply is not true. All teams are the same. The only real difference is who you have as a teacher and when you have your unified arts class and your lunch. Again, as I said at the beginning of the presentation, I will be your principal for both your 7th and 8th grade years. You're stuck with me for 2 years, as you are with Mrs. Rook, one of our 2 guidance counselors. But just because Mrs. Rook and myself are your principal and counselor for this year, that does not mean that Dr. Ross and Mrs. Kranak, the other principal and counselor, are not available to you. As a matter of fact, any adult in the building is available to you at any time. We want you to build strong connections with adults you feel comfortable with so you can talk to anyone about anything at any time. I'm not going to go through and read each one of the teachers, but I will take a moment before I move on to the next slide and allow you to browse through the teachers to determine what team you're on based on the schedule you should have received in the mail earlier this week. Our Unified Arts classes, I mentioned before, these are often referred to in the primary buildings and intermediate buildings as specials. These will last for 30 consecutive days. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that in the past you have had one day, one the next, and so on and so forth. For our rotations of Unified Arts, you will have one of these for 30 days in a row and then move to the next one. The only one you have 2 rotations of is Phys Ed or Gym. For all others, including Health, Art, Technology, and Music, you will have them one time for 30 days. Gym you have 2 times, not consecutively, so you have them at different times of the year, each for 30 days for a total of 60 days of gym. We also have performing music here at the middle school. You can contact Mrs. Garside, Mrs. Hickey, or Mrs. Mondell if you're interested in band, chorus, or orchestra, and we will talk about those in the very near future as well. Several years ago, the Williamsport Area School District adopted a grade 7 to 12 grade scale. Through grades K through 6, you worked on a 1 through 4 evaluation system. That is completely changing and will remain so for the next 6 years of your academic career here at the Williamsport Area School District, as long as you remain a Williamsport Area School District student. So if you wish to receive an A and earn an A, you will need to earn a 90 to 100%. A B is any grade falling in the 80 to 89% range. A C is 70 to 79%. A D, which means you are just above the passing range and probably need to start seeking some help from some of the adults here in the building and at home. D is 65 to 69%, and anything from a 0 to 64 is a failing grade. I want to take a moment and talk about failing. It is possible to fail a course or for the entire year here at the middle school. It's not something we experience often as we have many supports in place, but we do want our students to be aware that the easiest way to fail a course or a grade and need to make up time in summer school or have to repeat an entire grade is to simply not do your work. There is no excuse for not passing a class. If you just do the work, you will definitely pass, and the more effort you put in, the higher your grade will be. So put in that effort and seek out help when you need it. Everyone needs to pass every course all year long. Your schedule looks something like this, but it is in no particular order. You will begin the day in homeroom, where you get to visit your locker, eat breakfast, and take attendance. Period 1 is then known as Millionaire Block, and unless you're in performing music, you will remain in your homeroom for Millionaire Block and for all of your courses to start this year, as teachers will be switching and students will be staying in their homeroom. Math will be 2 periods. This is known as a math block. English Language Arts will be 2 periods. That's known as a ELA block, and both of those classes are between 85 and 90 minutes long. All other courses are between 40 and 45 minutes long, which includes your science class, your social studies class, and your unified arts class. Lunch, which we run 3 different lunches, lunch A, lunch B, and lunch C. And again, as I mentioned earlier, they are determined by which team you are on. Lunches are 30 minutes long. I have our daily time schedule up here. I'm going to highlight some of the important times of the day. Our first bell rings at 7:45. Our doors open at 7:20, however, this year, and rather than congregating 7th graders in the cafeteria and 8th graders in the locker room hallway, all students will be permitted to get their breakfast and head directly to their homeroom this year. That will be in an effort to practice as much social distancing as possible and keep you with the same small group of students throughout the entire day. Homeroom begins at 7:50. If you are not in homeroom by 7:50, you will be considered late and could be marked tardy with consequences to come, so please make sure that you are not socializing, which middle schoolers often do, and heading to homeroom to get there prior to 7:50. You can see lunches highlighted in red there in the middle part of the day. The white team eats first lunch, Millionaire teams eat second lunch, and Cherry teams eat third lunch. The end of the day begins at about 2:37 p.m. with announcements, and you will be dismissed at 2:40 p.m. So again, for parents out there, doors open at 7:20. Our first bell is at 7:45. Students are considered late if they are not in homeroom by 7:50 a.m., although we will be taking into consideration social distancing and getting students to class safely this year. So teachers will be reasonable with their expectations of students getting to homeroom by 7:50. And our dismissal is at 2:40 p.m. Teachers, if you are parents, if you are one who is going to come and pick up your child from the school rather than have them walk home or ride a bus, around 2:15 or 2:20 is when most parents start to arrive in our West End parking lot and form a circle around the loop to pick up students. Talked about performing music earlier. Williamsport is often known as one of the top 50 or 100 music communities in the entire country, something we are very proud of. And we have many different ensembles and groups that happen through band, orchestra, and chorus. If you have never played an instrument before but have always wanted to pick up a drumstick, wanted to play some kind of an instrument, learn to be part of a group of any kind, middle school is a great opportunity to do so. By no means are you too old going into 7th grade. Give it a shot now. The best that happens is it becomes a lifelong passion and you meet people and friends who are interested in the same thing as you. The worst that happens is not bad at all. You find out it's not for you, and when you move into 8th grade, you decide not to carry on. So give it a shot. Could just be a hidden talent that you never knew you had. Athletics, also a very important part of the Williamsport community. Run through these season by season. For fall, we have available girls softball, football, boys and girls cross country, and girls volleyball. For winter sports, we have wrestling, girls basketball, and boys basketball. And our spring sports include boys and girls track and field and boys and girls soccer. It is possible to play more than one sport in a season. You would need to communicate that and work out practice schedules and game schedules with coaches. Certainly, last but not least, the only sport that we have that lasts all 3 seasons is cheerleading. And cheerleading runs from fall all the way through spring with competitive cheer included as well. Same thing as I said for music. Maybe you've always wanted to play a sport but never given it a chance. Get out there and sign up and give it a shot. Again, it's a great way to meet people who are interested in the same thing as you and find out talents you never knew you had. Something Dr. Ross and I are very proud of here at the middle school is the implementation of our National Junior Honor Society. For 7th grade students, you can receive an invitation to join the National Junior Honor Society as a 7th grader if you have earned honor roll for the first 2 marking periods. Invited students must complete an application, and teachers and adults will help invite you to the National Junior Honor Society. All 7th graders must reconfirm their membership via the National Junior Honor Society contract in 8th grade to continue membership, and all members must maintain honor roll status throughout your entire time at the middle school. Some opening day questions. Which days do I attend school in the hybrid model? If your last name begins with the letters A through K, you attend school on Mondays and Wednesdays or Wednesdays and Friday. This is called the A group, and your first day of school will be Wednesday, September 2nd. If your last name begins with the letters L through Z, you attend school on Tuesdays and Thursdays. This is called the B group, and your first day will be Tuesday, September 1st. I'm going to leave this slide up for a moment so that parents and students can read it thoroughly to make sure you know which group you're in, whether it's A or B, and which your first day of school actually is. What time does school start? School officially starts at 7:45 a.m., but again, doors open at 7:20 and students can enter, grab breakfast, and go right to their homeroom. Where do I enter the building? If you are a bus rider or a walker, you enter through the cafeteria entrance. If you are a parent drop-off, you enter through our athletic entrance in the West End parking lot, which is underneath the Millionaire marquee. What should I bring on that first day? You should bring your backpack, pencils, and lunch if you are packing lunch. Your teachers will tell you other than that what you need. And we do expect everyone to come with an open mind and a positive attitude about your middle school experience. Can I bring my cell phone? Very popular question. The answer is yes. However, your cell phone must be off and in your locker from the time you get to your locker, which for most will be around 7:45 a.m., until 2:40 at the conclusion of a middle school day. What should I wear to school? You may bring your own mask or face covering, or one will be provided for you each week. Reminder that bandanas or covering of your face with a t-shirt is not an acceptable mask, so you may not wear bandanas as a face mask, and you may not use your t-shirt or your hoodie to cover your face. Masks must follow the school dress code, and masks are mandatory for all students at this time throughout the entire school day. Appropriate clothing for school. When it comes to clothes, make sure you are fully covered and there is no inappropriate language, pictures, or slogans on those clothes. All sandals must have straps around the heels, meaning no flip-flops. Muscle shirts and spaghetti straps must have 3 fingers in width across the strap. No short skirts or short shirts. You must extend your fingertips past your arms hanging at your side. And there's no inappropriate or offensive language, pictures, or slogans on any clothing at the middle school. Can I get breakfast and lunch on Tuesday, September 1st? Yes, breakfast is available every morning. Breakfast stations close around 7:45 a.m. and lunch is served every day of the school year except for the final day, which is a half day on June 9th, 2021. Will I have all of my classes on Tuesday, September 1st? Yes, you will spend approximately 90 minutes in homeroom, and then you will go to each class to meet and greet each of your teachers. Actually, they will come to you this year. They will be moving, and you will be staying in your homeroom. But you will definitely have an opportunity to meet all of the adults that are going to spend a significant portion of their life educating you over the next year. You will meet them all on your first day of school. What time is the school day over? All students are dismissed at 2:40 p.m. You should leave using the old main entrance, and buses are usually dismissed 8 to 10 minutes later around 2:48 p.m. We have a very quick and efficient dismissal process. We have lost no one, not gotten kids onto wrong buses yet so far, unless it was their own choice. So make sure you are not fooling around, you're not socializing, you are getting out to your bus and getting on as quickly as possible. Some important upcoming dates. Tuesday, September 1st is the opening day of school, and again that is for our B group. Wednesday, September 2nd is the opening day of school for our A group. Monday, September 7th is no school in the observance of Labor Day. Then we have 2 in-service days coming up where teachers come to school but students do not on September 25th and October 16th. And 7th graders, mark it down, iron those clothes, break out your new shiny shoes for 7th grade picture day on Thursday, October 29th. We have a school-wide positive behavior reward system. We give away B cards digitally. In the past, you may have gotten millionaire bucks each time you earn a B card. However, here it is turned into your email. We utilize email for a lot of communication between students and adults here at the middle school, especially in these times. If you earn a B card, you can be subject to winning instant rewards, weekly gift cards, instant vacations, Cherry and White Award winners, which happen monthly. If you're a Cherry and White Award winner, you're first to get your lunch. You may leave class in the afternoon when I start announcements. We also do Principal's Donut Fridays and sometimes a special breakfast and lunch for our students who have been recognized through B cards. Timeout procedures. You can be removed from class for disruptive behaviors. If you are shutting down the educational process for yourself or anyone else, you can be removed from the classroom, and you must go to the in-school suspension room for that period. We call this a timeout, and a referral will be completed by your teacher with a call home. Principal will call home to follow up with your parent if necessary the next day, and a principal will review the referral with you the next day, in the morning usually, and let you know what the behavior outcome or consequence will be. When a teacher completes a referral, such as sending you to timeout, there will be a consequence associated with it. Usually we start at detentions and move our way to ISS and OSS, which stand for a full day of in-school suspension or even out-of-school suspension. We certainly hope nobody ever needs to utilize these, as we do run a demerit system, and if you get 6 demerits in the first semester, you are ineligible for any extracurricular activities. If you get up to 12 anytime throughout the year, you are ineligible for any extracurricular activities for the remainder of the school year. You can see at the top in the chart, 1 night of detention is equal to 1 demerit. So if you were to get 6 nights of detention in the first semester, you would need to wait to the second semester to participate in extracurriculars. If you got 12 at any point throughout the year, you are done until your 8th grade year with extracurricular activities. 1 day of ISS is 2 demerits, and 1 day of OSS is 3 demerits. So the more severe the action, the more demerits it earns you, and you can see some of those activities you would stand to lose listed below in the chart. If you've been a Williamsport student, you are probably familiar with the acronym of ALICE. These stands for Intruders and Emergency Drills at any public building, such as a school building. ALICE acronym stands for Alert, Lockdown, Inform, Counter, and Evacuate. They do not have to happen in any particular order, and we will review these with students very early in the year. We run a program here at the middle school, as all schools across the state of Pennsylvania do, called Safe to Say Something. If you feel that one of your friends is in trouble, maybe they're depressed, maybe they're thinking about harming themselves or harming someone else, or any number of other situations they may be going through, you feel they need help to get through, you can download the Safe to Say mobile app. You can call 1-844-SAFE-TO-SAY, or you can get online and go to safetosaypa.org and submit your tip anonymously. If you're not sure, anonymously means that Dr. Ross and I, or several other staff members here at the Williamsport Area School District will receive the report, and we will help make sure that the person you're concerned about gets the correct help and guided in the right direction. But anonymously means that we will not ever know unless you tell us who you were that submitted that tip. So you can feel 100% safe with doing this, whether you are submitting something about yourself or submitting something about someone else. If you have a concern throughout the school day, we would ask that rather than using the Safe to Say app, phone call, or online resources, you simply come to either Dr. Ross, myself, or one of our guidance counselors, as it skips a step and therefore skips some time, and we can get the person the help they need even more quickly. You can certainly do that anonymously by dropping a note inside of our care box, which is just outside of the main office. You do not have to sign your name. You can drop it in there, and we will check that care box frequently and get the person the help that they need as quickly as possible. WASD weapons policy. The term weapon refers to any item that may inflict serious bodily injury or is a replica of that item, such as a taser, a firearm, a BB gun, knife, pepper spray, or many other examples of things that could be used as weapons. Possession of these items includes on school property or during school time, which means portal to portal or door to door. Portal to portal means the time you walk out of your own door in your home in the morning until you return in the afternoon, and it is important to note that bus stops are considered school time and property. Before I get into ways to stay in touch, I want to talk about the importance of not bringing weapons to school. Understand that the consequences are severe. You will be suspended for a lengthy period of time if you have a weapon on site. You will also be referred to our school resource officer, who will then decide whether or not charges need to be pressed, and you will be referred to our superintendent, who will work with our school board to see whether or not you need to be expelled. If you are expelled, it means you would need to go to an alternative education setting for a set amount of time. In my years of doing this job, I have never seen the school board not expel someone for at least a marking period, and sometimes up to a year or even longer for bringing a weapon to school. This is something we take very, very seriously here at the building. We want safety to be our first priority. Make sure you're always checking your clothes and your bags for anything that could be considered a weapon. Ways to stay in touch at WAMS. I believe this is our final slide and we'll conclude our presentation. As I said to begin the presentation, you can go to wasd.org, click on schools, then click on the Williamsport Area Middle School. Take some time to review the student handbook on this page together. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And parents, we strongly suggest you sign up for Parent Portal and Swift Alert K-12 to get important reminders and messages via phone, email, and text. Parent Portal allows you to keep up with your child's grades almost instantly, know where they are at any time, so you're never surprised by any struggles your child may be having. You can sign up for all of these and more through Schoology. I want to thank you for being part of our 7th grade 2020-2021 open house here at the middle school. We did it virtually this year, but we provided all the same information to you without being face-to-face. We're looking for a very unique school year, but we're also looking for a very successful school year here. Please reach out to us, make those connections with adults, with other students, and get involved, 7th grade millionaires. Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to meeting all of you who are hybrid on either September 1st or September 2nd, and all of you who are full remote learning to begin the year. We look forward to seeing you through Zoom meetings and other possible online opportunities throughout the early part of the school year. Thanks again, and we can't wait to meet you, millionaires.